Welcome student in our 18th lecture on engineering mechanics. In the last class we have started the module kinematics of rigid body. It is the continuation of that module. Here I am going to discuss rotation about fixed axis. In the last class we have discussed different types of rotational motion, rotational kinematic motion, and out of these different types, here it is the rotation about fixed axis rotation. Let's proceed. So we are starting our topic, the angular motion, and here what's the relation between the kinematic parameters. Kinematic parameters means the velocity, the displacement, acceleration of this. So for a rotational motion, what are the relation between the kinematic parameters that we are going to discuss. It is angular motion, and for any angular motion, if at any particular instant theta is the displacement, then d theta by dt, it is the angular velocity that is also represented at theta dot. Whereas the angular acceleration, it is the differential term is d omega by dt, where omega is this angular speed or angular velocity. This is also represented at omega dot. So substituting the value of omega from this equation, we can say alpha means angular acceleration is equals to d square theta by dt square, or theta double dot. From this equation, we also can write down d omega equals to alpha d theta dt. Now write some equations here. Alpha equals to d omega d by dt. So multiply both sides in denominator and numerator by d theta. Then we are getting d omega by this d theta equals to d theta by dt. Means this term equals to this d theta by dt. That is the omega. So finally, from alpha into d theta, this d theta equals to omega into d omega. Equation 2. Now integrating these equations, we may have these equations: omega equals to omega naught plus alpha t. So what is this? At initial condition, when time is 0, this suffix indicate the time. When time is 0, let's consider the angular speed is omega 0. And for this rigid body motion, rotational motion, there is an angular acceleration, constant angular acceleration alpha. If it is so, then omega equals to omega naught plus alpha t, and omega square equals to omega naught square plus 2 alpha theta. For this omega is the final angular velocity. As there is angular acceleration, so angular velocity will increase. So after increasing for a certain time of interval t, when there is a displacement of angular displacement of theta and initial velocity is omega naught, then final speed is omega square equals to omega naught square plus 2 alpha theta. From these equations, we also can get this theta value. Theta equals to omega 0 t plus half alpha t square. All these relations we also are getting for linear motion. V, the velocity v equals to u plus ft, v square equals to u square plus 2fs, and s equals to ut plus half ft square. So it is the analogous of linear motion. These relations are analogous of linear motion. Now we are going to discuss rotation about a fixed axis. The last equation that is for applicable for any rotational motion, and here we are going to discuss rotation about a fixed axis, rotation of rigid body. Let's consider this is the rigid body. It is fixed or pinned at this end, and the rigid body is rotating with angular velocity and acceleration alpha. And we will notice that there is two components of angular acceleration. One is the centripetal component, or it is also called the normal component, which is equals to omega square r, or v square by r, or v is the linear velocity, and other is the direction of this normal component towards the center of rotation. Another component is tangential component, that is equals to r into alpha. So this normal component is a function of angular velocity, whereas the tangential component is a function of angular acceleration, and these two components is mutually perpendicular to each other, so independent components. It indicates that if the rigid body is rotating about constant angular velocity omega and no angular acceleration, then also there exists this normal component. But in that case, the tangential component is 0. If alpha 0, tangential component 0. Means if there is no angular acceleration, then linear acceleration may be there. The condition is if it is rotating. So if rotating, for a rotating body or rotation is there, then always normal component of acceleration is present irrespective of angular acceleration. Angular acceleration is there or not, the normal component of this linear acceleration is there. But the tangential component directly related to the angular acceleration. If angular acceleration is 0, means it is rotating about the axis with a fixed or constant angular velocity, then there is no tangential component of acceleration. Now, these two components of acceleration can be derived from here. Vectorical derivation is there. Let's consider this is the rigid body. The rigid body is in the xy plane. This is the xy plane, whereas this is the z vertical axis, z plane. The axis of rotation is this, which is in z direction or vertical direction, and the body is rotating about the fixed axis. Now, if there is any angular acceleration alpha and at any particular instant the angular velocity is omega, then from our previous equations we know that v equals to omega r. Now v equals to omega r, then what is the acceleration, linear acceleration at any point of the rigid body? At any point of the rigid body, so this is the point. For this point of the rigid body, this point is at a distance of r from the axis. For this point, velocity is omega r and acceleration of this point is dv by dt. We know this. Now substitute the value of v. V equals to omega cross r. V equals to omega cross r. The velocity is the cross product of omega and r. Now substitute there. Then go through the derivation. D omega by dt into cross r, and here omega cross dr by dt. Now this d omega by dt is the angular acceleration, whereas dr by dt, it is the velocity. Substitute these two values and we are getting acceleration equals to alpha r, alpha cross r plus omega cross v. This is the same equation that already we have discussed, but here we have derived the quantity. Then this quantity alpha cross r is our this tangential component that we have told, and this is the normal component of acceleration. So what is v? V equals to omega cross r. Substitute there. So omega cross r is the normal component of acceleration. Now we have to understand that the normal component of acceleration is towards the center, whereas this tangential component is in this direction. From this vector product, we also can know what's the direction of the vector omega. You notice v is a vector, we know, and r is the position vector. So definitely there is a cross product omega cross r. What's the direction of v? Tangential. What is the direction of this r? This is the direction of r, position vector. And from this law of cross product, if v equals to omega cross r, then all these three vectors should be mutually perpendicular. As this 3 is mutually perpendicular and we know the direction of r and v, so definitely omega is perpendicular to both the vector v and r. I repeat, from this equation, it is the vector cross product. So all these vectors v, omega and r are mutually perpendicular, and we know the direction of v. It is tangential to the point in the rotation. If it is the rotation about fixed axis, this is the circular path, then at any instant tangential is the direction of this v. It is known, we know this. R is the position vector, we also know the direction of this r. And from the vector product, we know these three are mutually perpendicular. Means direction of omega is perpendicular to both v and r, or direction of omega is perpendicular to the plane of v and r. Now v and r lies on xy plane, so omega should be perpendicular to that, means in z plane. Again, this angular acceleration alpha, so alpha is also in the same direction that of angular velocity. So from here we can say why it is so, because the tangential component, we can conclude the direction of this alpha from this tangential component. The tangential component of acceleration is this: at is equals to alpha cross r, means at tangential component of acceleration, linear acceleration, angular acceleration, and r is mutually perpendicular from the law of vector product. And this is the direction of r. R and at lies on xy plane, so alpha should be perpendicular to the xy plane. So both omega and alpha, both is perpendicular to the xy plane or perpendicular to the plane of r and v. Or the direction of this alpha, angular acceleration and angular velocity, both is same direction. These directional conception is true only for when the rigid body is rotating about fixed axis. If it is not fixed axis, then this direction is also does not hold good, because in that case we are not getting the same direction of the tangential component and other components. So in the subsequent lectures I will discuss in details the direction. So now the alpha and omega both is perpendicular to the plane of rotation. So plane of rotation is xy plane. So alpha and omega, these two vectors, both is direction is perpendicular to the plane of rotation. These are the references that I have used to prepare this video lecture. This is the short description of rotation about fixed axis, and in the next lectures I will discuss or I will solve different numericals on rotation about fixed axis. Thank you for your patience, and I will expect that you will also follow the subsequent lectures. Thank you.